Hey, friends, welcome back to Tachi Eternal Echoes, where Bible stories come live like never before. Today's story is one of the brokenness and mercy. It's about a son who lost everything, but found something far greater. Stick with me, because by the end, you might see yourself in this story. Let's dive into the Prodigal Son, the journey of brokenness. Thank you. What happens when you walk away from everything, love, home, even God? And what if, after running it all, the door was still open? Long ago, in a land brushed by sun and sorrow, lived a man with two sons. The father was just, wise, patient, a man who built his house on prayer and grace. But the younger son was different. He didn't want the soil, the sweat, the silence of home. He craved more for adventure and independence. He believed freedom lay far from his father's house. With anger and coldness, he confronted the father and said, "Father, give me my share of the inheritance now." The father looked at him, sorrow in his eyes. He nods and hands him a heavy pouch. No words could stop him. He walked away with wealth in his hands and emptiness in his soul. He enters a far-off city of rights, lights, women, wine, and wild laughter. He feasts with strangers in a lavish way and spent all the money on women, laughing and surrounded by wine, gold cups, and dancers. His clothes are now elegant, but the people around him have greedy, deceitful expressions. He lived like a king. Money reign, drinks poured, and sin wrapped itself around him like silk. But the silk was a noose. The money and all the joy was gone. He now sits alone in the dark alley of the city, ragged, barefoot, clutching his stomach in hunger. His coins are spilled and tremble in the dirt. The streets are empty and cold. Rain begins to fall, and then, not long, the famine came. The city dried up, and so did his joy. So he needed to struggle to feed himself. He found work, if you could call it that, feeding pigs. The stench clutched to him. He looked at the slope and whispered, "Even the pigs eat better than me." He walked on ropes and nails in the filthy pig pen. Surrounded by pigs and mud, he reaches out toward their food in desperation, with tears streaming down his face. That's when he remembered his father at home and said, "Even the servants were treated better than this." And for the first time in years, he broke. He said softly and shakingly, "I will go back, not as a son, but as a servant." He walks barefoot on a long, dusty road under a dramatic sky. Every step heavy with shame. His clothes are torn and stained. He looks weak, but his face shows hope. The journey was longer than he remembered. Not the distance, the guilt. What would his father say? Would he even look at him? His father was working in the field. He sees a figure far off. He drops everything. Even while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and ran towards him. His father, in a rich robe, runs down the path with open arms and tears in his eyes. In the distance, the son stands, shocked and emotional. Tears fall as the father embraces the filthy, weeping son in front of their home. No words, just love. The son is overwhelmed and trembling. Servants in the background watch with awe. A robe and ring are being brought. He was weeping and said, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and you. I'm not worthy." His father, interrupting and joyfully said, "Quick, quick, bring the best robe. Put a ring on his finger. My son was dead, and now he's alive. Lost, and now found." The older brother hears the music as he approaches the house. Confused and angry, he asks, "What's going on?" A servant said to him, "Your brother is back. Your father is throwing a feast for him." He storms off. Father finds him outside. He was very bitter and said to the father, "All these years I served you and never disobeyed you, and you never gave me even a goat. But this son of yours, who wasted everything, gets a party." His father gently lays a hand on his shoulder, softly, wisely, and said, "Son, you are always with me. Everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate your brother. He was dead and now lives again." The younger son was now clean and dressed. He sits beside his father, smiling at the table. The father beams with happiness. It was a joyful feast under lanterns and olive trees with music, dancing, food, and warm smiles fill the scene. But the older brother remains outside, thinking, wrestling. A wooden door stands open at night with warm light spilling out. Outside, the older brother stands in the dark, conflicted. Two sons, one lost in rebellion, the other in resentment. But both were loved, both were wanted. The door was always open. Maybe you've wandered far. Maybe you feel too filthy to return. Or maybe you've stayed close, but your heart is cold. Either way, the father is waiting. Which son are you? Will you stay in the shadows or step into grace? Drop your answer in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe for more Bible stories every week. Thank you.